Snap Pizzicato or Bartok pizzicato is something that you'll come across a lot as a musician. It's kind of like sul ponticello. You'll see it a lot, like in pieces by Bartok, hence Bartok pits. It's a fun, super loud, percussive technique. Sounds like this, where you're pulling the string away from the fingerboard, letting it go, and it snaps against the fingerboard and it makes that pop or the snap sound. One of the things to keep in mind with the snap pits is that it takes a little longer for the sound to resonate, right? It's not like a pizz where a normal pizzicato where you pull the string and the sound immediately is produced. This takes just like a half a second longer because the string has to come away from the fingerboard and then snap. Keep this in mind if you're playing in a bass section. You cannot hide when there's a snap pizz and you are off just a little bit. It's painfully obvious whose fault that was. So just know that it takes a second longer for for the string to hit the fingerboard because you're pulling it away. I use my thumb and middle finger. Most people probably use their thumb and index finger. I had an accident with my index finger and it's kind of useless right now. So I use my thumb and middle finger to pinch the string and pull it away from the fingerboard. I kind of my fingers aren't pinching underneath the string, but kind of on the side towards the bottom of the string. If you grab too far underneath the string, your fingers will get caught and you'll get kind of stuck. If you don't grab it enough, the string will, you won't be able to pull it out hard enough for the string to slap the fingerboard. So I think, if you think about the string having kind of a middle on the sides, and then I go just underneath that and pull out. This does take a little stronger grip with your left hand because the string is being pulled away. So just keep in mind that you'll need to press down just a little bit harder with your left hand fingers to keep them on the string as your right hand is pulling the string. How I practice this, I do it with a metronome just to figure out how long it takes your bass to respond to the snap. And so trying to make sure that you can get the snap right on the click of the metronome, that will especially help you, like I said, if you're in a bass section and you're trying to match those snap pizzes all up together, because it's really tricky. So I would just do like a and making sure that each of the snaps sound the same. Mine was a little uneven just then. What else about snap pits? It can resonate for a long time. So like if you snap one, the string can vibrate for quite a while after that. Again, context, if you're playing a piece and the snap pits are meant to be like very rhythmic and percussive, you need to dampen the string. So I usually do that with my left hand. You can also do it with your right hand if you have time, like if they want a little bit of delay, if the composer wants a little bit of delay in the note, you can go like that. What else? I like to think of kind of the gracefulness of my right hand when I'm doing snap pizzes. I've played by some bass players who kind of do these jerks spasms when they do the snap pizzes. You don't need to do that. I think the more graceful you can be, the easier it is on your body, the more control you have over when the string is hitting the fingerboard. So I like to think of it, like you'll see a lot of orchestral players will kind of do a little wrist action, like they're pulling the note out of the bass. I try to do that same motion with the snap pits. I try to make the movement with my right hand graceful. It doesn't need to be, just because the sound is percussive and harsh, that doesn't mean that your hand needs to be. I think the more graceful you can be, the better sound you're going to have. You can also snap pits harmonics, which is probably one of my favorite things, which I'll say about every technique in these videos. because I think it just sounds really cool. And you can get a really nice ring. I just like the combination of the snap and the suddenness of the snap with the resonance and sweetness of a harmonic. So I'll do that a lot. I'll frequently snap harmonics. I've seen that in pieces before where they have a harmonic listed and then like Bartok Pits written above it. So it's not uncommon. Again, with all of these techniques, I will always encourage you to take the time to practice them on your own. Don't wait until you see them written in a piece. Practice them before you see them, so you have more technique than what you need. You have more knowledge than maybe what you currently need. That also makes the technique transferable. Finding ways to make the technique transferable, so take it out of the context of whatever piece you're playing and practice it with scales. Set a 1-minute timer on your phone and improvise just using that technique. I do that a lot, and I think that really helps when you come across these techniques in bass literature. That's all I got for Snap Pits. Go and have fun with that one.